Hey team, welcome back to the channel, man. In this video, we're going to break down award writing shotgun style. If you look down in the description below, you're going to find a link to my Google Drive where I have a document that is going to be money added to your kit bag the next time that you have to write an award for another soldier. Now, this is something that, that we've been doing for a long time, and yet it is something that continuously kicks us in the butt, right? I know years ago I started collecting some award documents. Of course, back then they were XFDL, which I can't open anymore. And once we went over to PDF, I started collecting those. And because it clicked in my head that every NCO pretty much does the same thing, right? One team chief doesn't do anything much different than another team chief. For the most part, right? We're all doing maintenance, we're all counseling, we're all doing PT, we're all taking our Joes to the range, we're going to the field, we got validations, we have inspections, we have all these things that we always are constantly doing. And yet when it comes to writing an award, it's just something that we're like, I don't know what we did, so I don't know what my calendar was, and I wasn't doing proper counselings along the way, and so I have to struggle and think about it. But once you get a few things in your head, regardless of the time frame, regardless of how long you've known somebody, you should be able to spin out an award document pretty dadgum easy. Now, I'm going to tell you on the front end here that if somebody submits an award to me, and this is just Stoker, right, and all these opinions here are just Stokers, and let's just say it's for a specialist, and you want to submit an ARCOM for the soldiers, so we know it's not going to battalion, it's going to go to brigade for approval. If the meat is there, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to recommend no, right? I can't say no because I'm not an approval authority. But if the meat is there, then it's going to be good. So how can we get the meat there? Again, we need to think about two things when it comes to writing awards, and I don't care if you're writing bullet style or if you're writing narrative style, right? Every major command is going to be a little bit different as far as what they want. But we need to think about two things: performance that was done, and then the impact, right? Performance and then impact. And too many times we get the performance piece kind of right. We went to the range, we had this inspection, we did whatever it was, X, Y, or Z. Maybe it was competing in a competition board or something like that. But we don't, and I'm going to tell you, we don't do that good enough. And then we don't realize the impact good enough. So let's break down what we did, right? What that performance actual achievement was. So if you went to the field, there's always a purpose for it, right? There's always a purpose for everything that we do, and ultimately it's readiness, right? To locate, close with, and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver, or to repel the enemy's assault by fire and close combat. Ultimately, that everything that we do is for that. Why do we maintain our medical readiness? So that we can deploy. Why do we go to the range? So that we can deploy. Why do we have inspections? To make sure that we're ready to deploy. Everything that we do is to prepare us for our wartime mission. So I have a specific achievement block, right? I went to the National Training Center. Why did I go to the National Training Center? Now I'm starting to think about what this impact is. So we went to the National Training Center to validate our mission essential tasks in order to prepare for an upcoming deployment into the Middle East, or for whatever that operation was, right? So now I'm thinking a little bit bigger. Maybe you're a support element and you went to the National Training Center. Maybe you're a 25 series, right? And you're on a CPN team, and you're maybe supporting 5 users. Too many times we think about those 5 users, but that's not big enough of a picture for what we were doing. Because while I was supporting those 5, and it's not going to be 5, but let's just say it was 50, maybe I had 50 users. Well, those 50 users that I was supporting was supporting an entire brigade combat team, right? So I didn't just help this one separate brigade or this one battalion. I was nested in with a larger picture. So I want to help bring that into sphere, because now I don't just have a company level impact. I don't have a battalion level impact. I have an entire brigade level impact in this one achievement. Does that make sense? Like, team, man, we got to think bigger picture as far as what that we're doing, and we don't always get that. So we need to ask these questions, right? So ask your platoon leader, ask your company commander, whether it's during an op order brief, during the exercise, or after the exercise, like, man, what was the purpose for what we're just getting ready to go do? Maybe you're off doing a wet gap crossing, right? Why are we doing this? Because we're validating something. It's a mission essential task, right? And we're, again, preparing to go do something, but who are we actually supporting? So if I can put that, that BCT in there, if I can put a corps in there, if I can put the battalion in there and name it by name, right? Then it's going to help justify an impact for a specific award, achievement. Now, if somebody had a brigade or corps level impact for one achievement, let's just say it was a PCS award, but everything else was kind of battalion and below, then even though I had one pretty high level of impact, that may not justify such a level of award as an ARCOM or MSM or something like that. So you really want everything to speak to the level of the approval authority that you're submitting this award to. So I hope that makes sense. But what you're going to find, especially if you look down in the PDF that's attached, that there are specific phrases that we can use over and over and over again. And I don't want to use the same specific phrase in every achievement block, nor do I want to use it in every single award. But there are a variety of phrases that we can use and have in our kit bag to help make things easier, because I do need to fill up. If I'm writing a narrative style, then I probably have to use a lot of adjectives in order to fill this thing up, right? But if I'm writing in a bullet style format, I don't have as much space as I think that I might. So I either need to try to break that down. Again, maybe it was a major, maybe you went to NTC or something like that, or during a deployment, and I had a task, but that task kind of had two impacts. Then I can kind of break this up and split it so that I can talk about everything in as much detail as I want to. Hope that makes sense. The other thing that you need to do, and I'm going to recommend to you, is talk to your orderly room, talk to your S1 and say, hey, can I get some redacted 638s? Things that have already been signed off by that battalion or that brigade or corps commander. Now, because once I have these, now I already know what's been proven. I already know what's been proven as being approved, right? So I can use these and I can restructure some things along the way, because again, we all do the same thing. So I just need to change out the name. I need to change out a specific name of an operation or location, and I need to change out specific impact or unit that was impacted. But all those other key words and phrases, right, all those 2, 3, and 4 syllable words that we like to use, are going to remain largely unchanged. So I really hope that makes sense. Because once you start to write your own awards, I'm going to submit to you that you need to make your own Word document, right? And then turn that into your own PDF document of things that you have written along the way that has been approved. Same thing with NCOERs, right? We do the same thing every single time, and yet countless staff sergeants and sergeants first class and even master sergeants struggle with writing NCOERs, and we struggle with writing awards. But it shouldn't be such a struggle. Like, this is not, it's not rocket science. Like, just put these words together and you're going to be good to go. Think about what your soldiers were doing. Think about how you can quantify those statements. Again, if it was an inspection, maybe you had a corps level inspection, maybe it was a maintenance terrain walk, maybe you're a maintainer, right? And in your motor pool, 18th Airborne Corps came down to do a maintenance terrain walk. So now I had the DCG who's walking around with his or her team, and they're doing an entire inspection on our maintenance program. And when they left, they rated us at 100% or 98%, or it was outstanding or superior awards. Now I can name that DCG by name. I can throw 18th Airborne Corps in there by name, and I can put a quantifiable number for that rating. Maybe it wasn't something like that. Maybe it was an IG inspection, but we all get inspected from time to time. Maybe it was an additional duty that we had, and that's why everybody needs a dadgum additional duty, whether you're primary, an alternate, or an alternate to the alternate. Put in that additional duty and talk about why it was important. Maybe you're a UMO, and you and your performance led to 5 different movement that were successful. Maybe it was an error, maybe it was on rail, maybe it was on the plane. Whatever it was, now I can start to speak some specificity into it. You think about all the times that we go on the road, and we're going to the ranges, we're going to the field. So now I'm thinking about my maintenance and for my vehicles, right? So I can start to think about how I can accumulate some of these totals, right? Because you superiorly, if I can start making up words and crap, perform outstanding motor maintenance on your vehicles, resulting in over 5,000 miles of convoy operations without need of a breakdown, without need of recovery ops, right? Does that make sense? So even the most basic routine things that we do, like motor maintenance every single Monday, has an impact if we just think about it. So team, I hope you enjoyed the content of this one. If you did, make sure you drop some comments down below. Consider sharing this out with a battle buddy or friend. And if you want, man, consider becoming a member of the channel, because that is a direct support to enable me to continue to bring quality content to the channel, and that way we can grow our community. Man, I appreciate all you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.